The first language that could kill. Long ago, in a time when the world was still young and magic clung to the earth like morning dew, there was a village hidden deep within the whispering woods. The people of this village were peaceful, living in harmony with the trees and the wind. But they carried a secret, one so dangerous that it was forbidden to speak of it outside their circle. They knew the first language, the language of creation itself. This language was not like any other. Its words did not just describe things, they made things. A whisper could turn a seed into a tree. A murmur could calm a storm. But a shout could tear the world apart. The elders of the village guarded this knowledge carefully. Only the purest of heart were allowed to learn even the simplest words. The rest were warned never to speak them, for the language was alive and it hungered. Among the villagers was a young man named Kael. He was curious, always asking questions, always seeking more. The elders saw the fire in his eyes and feared it. Some things are not meant to be known, they told him. But Kael could not let it go. One night, when the moon was hidden behind thick clouds, he crept into the sacred grove where the oldest scrolls were kept. The words written there glowed faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. Kael traced his fingers over them, feeling their power. He whispered the first word, just a small one, harmless or so he thought. The ground trembled. The trees bent as if in pain. And from the shadows, something stirred. The elders found Kael the next morning, pale and shaking. "What have you done?" they demanded. "I only spoke a word," he said. "Just one." But it was already too late. The word had been spoken, and the language had heard. It wanted more. That night, the villagers heard whispers in the wind, words they had never taught their children, words that should have been forgotten. The trees began to wither. The river ran black. And the first death came when a child, playing near the woods, repeated a phrase she had heard in her dreams. The moment the words left her lips, she was gone. Not dead, unmade. As if she had never existed. Panic spread. The elders knew what was happening. The language was awake, and it was feeding. Every word spoken gave it strength. Every syllable brought it closer. They gathered the villagers in the center of the grove. "We must forget," the eldest said. "We must unlearn what we know. If we do not, the language will consume us all." One by one, they closed their eyes and let the words slip from their minds. The scrolls were burned. The stories were silenced. The world grew quieter, and the hunger of the language faded, but did not disappear. Kael, however, could not forget. The word he had spoken lived inside him now, whispering in his blood. He ran into the woods, far from the village, and buried himself deep in the earth where no one could hear him. Some say he is still there, fighting the language, holding it back. And if you listen very carefully on the quietest nights, you might hear the struggle, a faint, trembling sound, like a voice trying not to speak. But you must never answer it, because the first language is still hungry, and it remembers.